channel every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Establishing the correct macronutrient balance helps create a solid foundation for optimal nutrition. Unicity nutrition principles are: 1. First, prioritize protein. Second, reduce or curb carbohydrate. Third, fuel our body and our diet with good fats. And fourth, practice intermittent fasting. Adding to our list of proteins, we are proud to launch Lean Complete Vanilla. Lean Complete Vanilla, high in protein, low in carbohydrate. It is complete for breakfast and a great way to start your day and set yourself up for success. I will hand over to Claudia Yu, our product specialist, for her to elaborate further.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's great to be back again. All right, it's always a pleasure to be sharing with all of you. So today we'll be finally launching, another famous series to the LC family in Malaysia. Okay, so give me a moment to share my screen. The word protein is a very famous term as of recent decades. It's popular, people talk about it, we see it everywhere, and we even consume it. However, if people heard about it, it does not mean that they have an accurate understanding of the true significance of protein and what it does in our body. So really, what is the big fuss about protein? And why are we emphasizing so much on this for metabolic health? Well, for starters, protein are like building blocks in the body. In every living cell, there is at least thousands of different proteins, and each of them play a very unique role in the body. And they look something like this. All right, they work as building blocks. So many parts of the body have different types of protein depending on which particular organ or site of action it is. So for example, bones and protein. Some people may not see any relationship, because when they look at protein, it's always calcium, right? But if we look into this, the 3D image of a bone, in fact, protein is 50% of the bone. And it plays a very important role into forming this intricate 3D matrix of the bone. So it's a teamwork of protein and calcium together. And at the same time, having good amount of protein can increase calcium absorption in the body. So when you think about bone, don't just look at calcium, but ignore protein. In fact, you need to have both in order to have good joint health. Next, the blood vessel. This is another one I'm sure that people may not see the significance. Protein and blood. But if you were to take the cross-sectional area of a blood vessel and we see it, in the middle of the blood vessel are smooth muscles. And this smooth muscle is very crucial in order for our blood vessel to have elasticity. They can contract if needed and dilate, to bring back blood into our lungs. So if there's some obstruction in this area, it can cause this serious illness or disease, that will happen in the body. And next, hair. All right, have you seen the word keratin? I'm sure if you have gone to any supermarkets or pharmacy, you'll definitely see this word on top of shampoo bottles, right? With keratin. And if you go to the salon, they will also give you hair treatment that they claim have this protein inside. So keratin is a term used to describe the type of protein for the hair. All right, is involved to give a lustrous texture, okay, to ensure moisture. So a lot of keratin conditioner is used to basically restore that. All right, and it's very important that we also consume enough protein for luscious hair and new growth of hair follicles. And of course, the heart. What does protein has to do with it? The very fact that you are even breathing right now is because your heart has muscles, right? There is, of course, heart muscle is a very unique organ that it can pace itself, all right, without any conscious thought. It's always pumping, and in fact, it's filled with a lot of cardiac muscle cells that needs a lot of energy. And the brain as well, okay, there are a lot of synapses, a lot of neuron activity happening at every given second. And all these neurotransmitter has protein, okay, to make sure that everything can flow smoothly and we have good mental health. And of course, other parts such as the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, and virtually every part of the body requires protein. The skin of your cells, okay? Even insulin is a protein molecule. Your red blood cell is a protein molecule, enzymes and hormone. So we cannot escape protein. Okay, in fact, every single facet of the human function requires protein. So what do we usually consume in a day, right? In order to have protein in a given day. So now as we're all going to work already, all right, we are slowly eating out more often. So most of the time, these are the type of food that we eat, okay, that most likely we will pick if we're in a zicha store or in an economy rice store, right? These are foods that we will be gravitating towards. This type of stir fry, okay, it could be in many other variations. This is in ketchup way, or even the fried fish is very popular, right? And we also enjoy eating this fried. And if we are really in a hurry, then this is the easiest food to get at a convenience store. Okay, we get this for ourselves and even for our children. And if worse come to worse, really no time to eat, you eat this lah. Okay, 3-in-1. There are many variations of this. So as much as this food, yeah, they give us instant bursts of energy. Some of these may have protein source. However, there are recent news, okay, that came to the surface on the quality of food that we have. Right? This has been a recent controversy that's very popular. Yeah, I'm sure everyone that has internet access would know about this by now. Okay, so basically, it is so popular. Okay, infamous. That would be the more appropriate word to put it. We have even caught the attention of global newspapers such as Bloomberg and South China Morning Post. Right, that they managed to identify some hazardous ingredients in biscuits. Right. So what happened? Many people will know, oh, okay, yeah, we know it's a controversy, but you may not know the extent. And what does the report signify? So first, okay, they found that in 60 pre-packaged biscuit samples, all these are very famous biscuit, okay, that is always in the market one. 60 and 75% found to have cancer-causing substances. Right, so this is already one big alarm sign there. And secondly, they find that 85% were classified as high fat, high sugar, or high sodium food. And if you were to go and shop right now, nowhere in the packaging that they declare this, okay, to make us as consumer aware of this. And because of this, it's not surprising to find out that we can no longer trust our labels anymore because there are large discrepancy and inaccuracy in nutrition labeling. And there's a very frightening thing that saturated fatty acid exceeded the label amount by 76 times. So how on earth are these food allowed to be sold? Okay, and they've been around for how long? I think 60, 70 years? And now only it comes to light, all these situations. So I also don't know, Okay, how much of this is already in my body? So how did this happen? Okay, where did the cancer-causing substance come about? So it's emerged during the processing of biscuits at extremely high temperatures, and this in a combination of high fat, salt, and sugar cause the formation of these cancer-causing substances. And also to note that many of these facilities, they also use old technology, and the stove and the oven, they are almost likely also to have a lot of remnants of burned substances attached, which is not being serviced. So because of that, you have caused conversion of this asparagine. This is basically amino acid found in starch, okay, in potato and cereal, which is actually non-cancerous, but under these circumstances has become genotoxic, which is toxic to our genes. So the report further elaborates that there are risks, okay, in consuming these food substances. So how many pieces exactly, if you were to consume, would put you at risk? So for adults, it is if you eat 8 pieces a day, you are at risk. Okay, I think I'm guilty to eating more than that in the past. And for children, you cannot even guess, right? If children were to consume 3 pieces a day, they are already at risk of having all these harmful and hazardous ingredients being accumulated in the body. Ladies and gentlemen, what I show you is just biscuit. Okay, and imagine in the whole course of the 70 years that we have been, consuming it, no, it did not occur to anyone it would possibly happen. Just so happened there was another authoritative body in Hong Kong were to check. Okay, if there's no investigation, we wouldn't even know about this. So it could just only be biscuit for now. Who knows in another year or a few months down the road if they were to check any other food, okay? And what happens even to the food that we are consuming today? No doubt, okay, it can be chicken, all these things can have some amount of protein. But the seasoning they use, the flour, I'm not surprised if they were to find out that in any of our livestock, okay, that has accumulated toxins or even vegetables and fresh produce, because we have no way of knowing how all these things were to enter the food chain. And I'm sure there's so much more beneath the surface. And what we are seeing right now is the scrap of the problem. So, as if, okay, consuming food that we eat every day is not harmful enough. Okay, that's one point on its own. Based on this picture, as you see, how often do you really take all of this food, different type of protein food in a day? Well, for most people, maybe one day you would eat chicken and egg. Okay, this is relatively common. But hardly you would take 3 like fish, chicken, and egg. Okay, usually we don't eat them together, and nuts and all these kind of things. Okay, some people do. But ideally, we should be eating protein from different types of food. Okay, because different type of protein, they have different type of amino acid that serve different purpose in our body. That is the most ideal way to consume protein, actually. Okay, it's not just only consuming meat and all that. Okay, full stop. You should be eating variety so that you have a complete protein absorption and complete protein utilization in your body. But realistically speaking, we don't achieve any of this. So because of this, we need a solution. All right, other protein sources that we consume may be incomplete, but that's not the case with LC, vanilla. The very name, lean complete vanilla, says it all. It is a complete solution of 16 essential vitamins and minerals. I can tell you any of those food that we eat outside, or even if we do cook at home, cannot guarantee that we can have 16 essential vitamins and minerals. All right, yes, we also use the highest quality protein and the most effective and highly absorbable formula. Hence, our protein range is called lean complete, right? LC. However, there's one thing that's missing from this. What could that possibly be? So it lacks one thing, which is any excess sugar. Why? Because we don't need it, right? We simply don't need this kind of stuff to make it better because it already tastes very good on its own with the protein that we use. Okay, and we don't need any of these extra fillers. So lean complete vanilla have three different types of protein. First, there's pea protein isolate, there's milk protein isolate, and whey protein concentrate. So the difference of these three different protein are the sizes and the source of protein used. We will go into that further in the next slide. And it is also further added with MCT oil. So in LC base, we use MCT oil mainly as a source of fat to help our body to enter into the fat burning zone, right? So the same concept applies. Okay, of course, the MCT oil is not as much as the one in LC base. However, the amount that is in LC vanilla is enough to increase our metabolism, to jumpstart our metabolism, and to also help to assimilate the fat burning process. Okay, so lean complete vanilla have this added benefit to help to enhance this formula as a whole. So what is the difference? Okay, for those who do not know the difference between whey protein concentrate and isolate, here is a simple illustration. So milk, if you put enzyme, right, basically it will filter off certain extra lactose. So this is where you get whey protein concentrate. Okay, it's a more concentrated form of milk. So whey protein isolate then comes from this process, okay, where they further filter whey protein concentrate, and this is where you get finer and smaller particles of whey protein. So majority of protein out there uses whey protein concentrate only, okay, because this is an easier way to extract. Okay, you don't need to use a different an added procedure. So I'm proud to say that LC vanilla contains high amount of isolate content. Okay, we get it from both plant and animal sources as well, which is pea protein and milk protein. So lean complete vanilla, okay, because of its unique blend of proteins, okay, it has this complex protein blend that can encourage better absorption. Okay, because the sizes are different, so it has a better absorption, especially for those who have a sensitive stomach and things like that. Okay, but not for those who are lactose intolerant. For those milder case, perhaps they can attempt. All right. You also have better digestion, okay, because of the protein combination, and it can also help to jumpstart your metabolism, okay, and set it off to the right path. So we learned all about whey protein, but how does it influence, okay, or impact metabolic health? So here is a very interesting study that talks about the increased amount of whey protein. Okay, as you increase the whey protein dosage, it can in fact decrease sugar level post-food, okay, not before food, yeah. Even post-consuming, you can find a decreased trend of your sugar after food. So I think this is quite remarkable because compared to carbohydrates, no way your sugar level would increase, it will decrease, it will increase for sure, right? So whey protein does the opposite. And we can see that as it increases, it can decrease it in a very natural way, and this can also normalize our insulin level. Okay, and on top of that, why is it that we have to take from whey protein? People would argue that, oh, I can take from fish or whatever. Okay, the main reason also is because of the biological value. This is an indication of the quality of protein and how effectively it will be absorbed in our body. So beef is 74.3%. Okay, so this is the point system. And fish is slightly better with 76. Tofu is 64, okay, slightly lower than animal sources. And cheese is, okay, surprisingly on the higher end. And whey protein has the highest score of 96. Okay, so whey protein, because of the milk structure and things like that, help our body to absorb. So this is still the best type of protein for our body. So what is the benefit of good quality protein? Okay, some people may not be convinced and they still think that they don't need supplementation. But the reason why good quality is so important is because of many reasons. Number one, okay, good quality protein will encourage lean muscle mass. So our muscle become leaner and it can help to firm up the muscle. So because of this, you will find many parts of your body will become more defined because it's more firm, right? Give a very nice definition. And it can also help to manage healthy weight. One of the main reasons why people cannot stay on a weight loss or even a weight maintenance program for long is because of hunger issues, how their body metabolize, and a decrease of metabolism and so on. So a good quality protein can effectively help us to manage this problem. And also it's vital for healthy hair, skin, and nails. And all this in combination helps to contribute to a better physical appearance. And well, everybody likes to look great. So if you look great, you feel great about yourself. So next, of course, protein. Once it is together with exercise, it can further assimilate the growth of muscle. And this can have benefit in terms of the quality of exercise that you do. You find yourself not overly straining, you don't get muscle sores, you don't feel so weak when you're working out. You have better stamina, you can go for longer reps and things like that. Okay, and also once you have good protein, especially on the first meal of your day, naturally you will be more energetic. Okay, your mind will have more ideas, you're more driven, you are more motivated. And if you don't eat enough and it's not fulfilling, your energy level will decrease, and all this will then affect your productivity. So how much protein exactly is enough for all of us? So general protein requirement, okay, we have spoke about this several times, but the general guide is 0.8 to 1. Okay, preferably on the higher side, which is 1 gram. For those who are age 50 and above, you would need extra, which is 1.2, okay, due to the aging process. Other factors that affect protein requirement are men, okay, men would need 20% than that of women. And for women, if you are having a menstruation period, this moment, it's highly recommended that you take protein as well, extra protein in fact, okay, to counteract the effect of period cramps and of course the decrease of iron in your blood. So the thing is, it's true, okay? I will not go against people who want to eat purely from food because it's not that you cannot obtain from food. However, the main problem is many of the food that we eat on a daily basis, okay, that we eat all the time, just does not have sufficient protein. And the protein they do have is poor in quality. For example, breakfast. Okay, many times when we wake up, we have no time to cook or whatever. We just eat roti canai, okay, things that are very convenient. But the carbs is just astronomical, okay, okay, high carbs, and protein is low, okay, and the fat is also very high. Nasi lemak, okay, this one is the small one that we usually get, okay, just a little bit of rice is already 51 grams of carbs. And they only give you a few slices of egg and just a bit of anchovies. Okay, so that's all the protein that you're going to get from that meal. Not to mention sausage bun. Okay, these are things that are very convenient. In the morning, we always eat bread. We go to the bakery and get. So generally, the carb is also very high and protein is also low. And this protein is for sausage. So not sure if you really consider that as a protein source. And oats, okay, coming to this is indeed the healthier choice out of the 3 one. However, oats on its own, the carb content is quite high. All right, this is talking about half carb. So for some people, half cup of oats may not be enough to feel full. Okay, and the protein is not that high also. So many times I would encourage, okay, milk alone is not going to be enough, okay, because it's just 1 cup. for the protein itself is not going to be that high. So I highly encourage to add protein inside, okay, LC vanilla especially. It will blend very well with milk and eat together with your oats. It can really boost up your protein intake. Okay, next, for lunch and dinner, these are very common food that we eat. Okay, we love it, all right? But of course, the carb is double than that of what we see earlier, right? High in fat. And this is also, okay, I hope you all had your dinner already. Okay, because if you have not had your dinner, then you're going to have a hard time salivating. Okay, it's also high in carbs, fat. I'm choosing the healthier one actually, okay, because I don't want to choose all fried. Then you will say that it's on purpose. So banh mi soup also very high in carbs. Okay, the fat is slightly lower, but the protein is also very little. It's only 13 grams. Okay, steamed chicken rice is the white chicken, but carbs is still high, fat, and protein is also not that fantastic either. Okay, so you may be one of those people who don't eat this kind of food, that you always eat economy rice. So you can choose from there, got some chicken and all that, right? So let's see, okay. Curry chicken. Okay, the carbs is all right, but the fat is very high, okay, because of how they prepare. And black pepper chicken, okay, carbs is also very high, fat. Okay, sweet and sour, this is very surprising because the carb is also very high due to the flour used and things like that. And sometimes you will also take things like fried fish. Okay, the protein is still decent, but it's the fat content that's high due to preparation process. So because of all these things, there is a big need, okay, for us to supplement with good quality protein. So comparing with LC vanilla, okay, these are the figures. So by just looking at these numbers, you can already see a big difference. Okay, carbs is only 12 grams, and many of the food is like 30, 40, even up to 80 grams in the food. Okay, fat is on the very low end, all right, only 3 grams, some is like 10, 20. And protein, okay, for what it's worth, is actually good due to the type of protein that is in it. And it's also high in dietary fiber. So all these things makes a difference. Okay, when you consume this, you really cannot compare to what you're eating with food externally. And not to mention the essential vitamins and minerals, 16 type, and having this as your first meal of the day, I think it outweighs definitely compared to all the convenience food that we are eating, okay, just to fill our stomach. Okay, so there are also other conditions in which a person will need more protein than usual. So it's especially crucial when you're very stressed out, okay, when your muscle is very tense, when you are chasing for a deadline, okay, very anxious, then you need to take an extra serving to just calm down the body, okay, to make sure the body has enough nourishment at that time. And if you're going to do some cardio workout, all right, that you are working out and you're breathing a lot more, you need more oxygen, things like that, take an extra serving. It can be before and after. It really depends on you. And thirdly, weightlifting. Okay, this is a must because weightlifting is very intensive and it can tear your muscle. So we have to ensure that we rebuild it, we can recover it. So take an extra serving, either before or after workout. You can even take 2, both before and after for that optimal result. So with Lean Complete Vanilla, what you have in your hands is convenience with no compromise. Because obviously what we have today is convenience with compromise. And you don't have to worry about compromising your taste, your nutrition, and your weight management goals. You can achieve all of that, fill your body with the right nutrients, you can feel strong, and if you can feel good about yourself on that day, and you can jumpstart your metabolism, your way into lasting good health. So I hope the presentation today is helpful for you and you have learned it as much as I have while researching this for you. Okay, so now is the time for Q&A. All right, so I know that for protein, there may be some questions. Okay, some people may be asking. So yeah, now is the time really for, for discussion, any thoughts that you have, yeah, please feel free to say it. Yeah, they will be here to discuss. Okay, this I think it maybe is perhaps the most important question, right? From Jerry. How much is it? Okay, I'm very sure the past few days I've looked on the price, but I forgot. I'm so sorry about that. So I think best to have someone from CS to just answer this question. Yeah, we'll get back to you in a minute. All right, so there's a question from Mr. Lim Ing Hai. 1.2 grams of protein per kg. Okay, per kg of body weight. So if 66 kg need 80 gram of protein, how? Okay, if that's the case, of course, you have to consume, in terms of your actual food that you're eating, try to eat food that has higher protein content. Okay, and if you can prepare your own food, that's the best. All right, you can't just purely rely on just eating supplements alone. So if you eat, as much of protein as you can on your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would highly recommend you to add. Okay, so for 1.2, you may have to increase up to 2 servings in a day. Okay, for a normal person, it can just be 1 serving. Okay, but for someone who has, especially at this age range, more prone to aging, then you can increase up to 2 servings or 2 packets. It could be any time of the day that's convenient for you to consume. So if you have that in and to consider the food that you're eating, then you'll be able to achieve that. Okay, I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you for the question. All right, from Miss Michelle Saw, can we take LC vanilla as a meal replacement? Can we drink it hot? Okay, yes, you can take LC vanilla, all right, as a meal replacement. However, depends on the person's health condition. Not everyone's health condition can allow them to be, strictly meal replacement, especially when it comes to heavier meals such as lunch and dinner. So if your body allows that and you have tried this before, then sure, you can go for it. But if not, then you can replace it for morning. Then lunch and dinner, just adjust accordingly, that you make sure that you are more careful on the fats and calories and things like that. So yes, short answer, yes, you can take it as a meal replacement. For this, it's not encouraged to take hot. Okay, the formulation is different. So we encourage you to still take it chill. All right, so the protein will be in its best state like that. Okay. Okay. Yep. The lean complete chocolate and vanilla, is it the same? Yes. Okay. Mr. Jerry, you have asked a very important question, and I'm sure that this is also in the minds of many people here today. Okay, which they may not ask. So lean complete chocolate and vanilla, they are generally in the same range. Here, Essence vanilla chocolate, they are on the same range. They don't vary a lot. The slight difference in chocolate, okay, it is slightly higher in protein, okay, but vanilla has different types of protein. So that also depends on the person's personal goal. Okay, do they want to add, do they want to get more protein, or it's more for their own digestibility? So that is in mind. So, but generally both of them are almost the same. And the main difference is the taste. Okay, so vanilla, in that sense, is more versatile. You can mix it with other things, and it's creamier and things like that. So it, depends on these factors. I hope I have answered your question. Okay. All right. What is the difference between LC vanilla and the one that's launched at Singapore 8 years ago? So it's actually the same formula. All right. Over the years, they have improved it. So this is the most improved version, okay, where they've added MCT and there's some changes in the protein profile. So for those who are in Singapore, you can also get it. Okay, it's already there. All right. So that is the one that is in Singapore. It's same here. Right. So thank you, Lily. Okay, she has answered this question for us. All right. Okay. Yep. Mr. Lim Ming Hai asks, LC every pack, okay, 30 gram net weight, 12 gram of protein, okay, we can get 2 times more protein from LC base. That's true, actually, okay, because LC base have more protein, as 27 gram per packet. But that depends on the person, all right? If the person is on a low carb and high fat diet, okay, if the person is in that direction, then of course you can go ahead for LC base. But some people are not, okay? They cannot tolerate that kind of formula, or they may just be on a normal diet. So if people are on like that, then they can go for LC vanilla. All right, it's an option for those who are not on very low carb and very high fat diet. Okay, so LC base plays a different role. Yeah, it's a different mechanism, so to speak. Right, so it really depends on the person, what type of protein and carb they are going for. Right. Okay, Miss Christine Lim. Does the LC vanilla come only in sachet? Yes, LC vanilla only come in sachet, okay? We do it because it's more convenient, right? You can bring it around. So yeah, it's in sachets. Right, Mr. King Crow, LC chocolate is whey concentrate. LC vanilla is isolate. So someone finally asked this question on the type of protein. All right, interesting. Okay, LC vanilla has higher percentage of isolate. Okay, and it also have two type of isolate. It has pea and milk. So for chocolate, the main one whey protein concentrate is still the top, and then we have also isolate, but it's milk protein isolate. So in terms of the protein profile, both are different. Okay, but chocolate has slightly more protein than vanilla. Yeah. How many sachets per box? If not mistaken, I think it's 20. Yeah, it's 20 sachets per box. All right, so I'm quite excited to try LC vanilla because Malaysia we don't have any vanilla tasting protein, so this can be very versatile. It drink on its own, it tastes pretty good also. That's what I heard. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to try it as well. Okay, so thank you everyone. All right, is that all the questions that we have today? Thank you, Mr. Lim Ming Hai. Okay, appreciate your questions and your feedback as well. All right, the promotion is buy two LC vanilla and get a limited edition blue color shaker. Yeah, that one only Malaysia only can get. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so that's our latest promotion, the limited edition blue color shaker bottle. All right, thank you everyone. I hope you will give this a try. All right, and a price. Okay, price is already on top. Lily have answered that. Okay, I can copy and paste here for you to see. All right, so I hope you all will be on board and will join us into trying this latest edition of flavor that we have in our protein range. So thank you everybody for your time and your attention. I really appreciate, as always. Okay, it's always a pleasure to be here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a text and or send me through email, and we'll be happy to assist you. Okay, thank you very much, and I see you again. In the next 2 weeks. And this is also going to be a very interesting topic. Okay, that we're comparing with different proteins, and especially out there. Okay, be sure to join, and you will learn and benefit a lot from it. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. See you soon. Bye.